if you like.
Okay, if you could please continue from the partition.
Partition plan. Uh, the, the proposal was that the whole area of the Negev, in the south of Eretz Israel, where you don't have enough water, will be for Israel, and a strip where is Tel Aviv, Netanya, and the coast of the Mediterranean, and a little part from the Galil, and the whole of the central part of the country will be in the Palestinian state. So people and even little girls argued about the partition plan. Is it good for Am Israel? Is it not good for Am Israel? Of course, there were many people who said that we reject such a thing because the whole world, till this day, forgets that the British tore a great part of Palestine, and they established the state of Transjordan. The Jordanian country was not was in Palestine, but they took Abdallah the first. He was not a king. He ruled many Bedouins, and they gave him the whole part. 77% from the shetach of the British mandate was given to Abdallah. Now, when I am a little child, the UN proposal is to divide the western side of Palestine also, you know. So people rejected. Other people said, so be realistic. The UN and all the nations in the world won't give Israel the whole area of Palestine. And many people, many Jews are in Europe in camps, and they can't reach Eretz Israel because to enter to Eretz Israel you had to get a certificate from the government, from the British government, and they issued only 15,000 certificates every year to the Jews, and it was so little, so we argued, and I remember the day after the UN famous vote took place. The vote took place on Motzei Shabbat, Saturday, at 12 o'clock, just at midnight, in Lake Success in the United States. And the news reached Eretz Israel at midnight, maybe a few hours later, and the communication was not so good like today. And the people went out to celebrate. I lived here in the old city. I I was a little child. I don't remember the night. I remember the day afterwards. But my husband lived. He was also a child, but a little bit elder, and his parents came from Czechoslovakia in the year 1935. They were idealists, they were Zionists, and they were in Bnei Akiva, and they immigrated a day after their wedding. His father was the commoner of the Bnei Akiva there, and they came, and my husband was born here in Jerusalem. And my mother-in-law lost many members of her family. All her sisters, brothers and sisters were killed in the Holocaust. And they heard about the partition plan that we will be ready to establish an Israeli state here in Eretz Israel. They waked up their children and they went out. My father remembers that, my husband, that it was 2 o'clock at night before morning, and they went out, and he saw many people in the streets singing and dancing, and we have a state, and he remembered that they went to the center of Jerusalem, and they saw soldiers, British soldiers, and the soldiers השתתפו in the joys, and they let the children to climb up their tanks, to their cars with the guns. איך קוראים לזה? טנקים, you know? Tanks.
Yeah.
And you know what it is. And he remembered that one lady stood in the balcony, and she made a speech to all the people. And this lady her name was Golda Meirson. She was afterwards the Prime Minister of Israel. Not the first Prime Minister, but
Okay. What is special to you about Jerusalem?
what a special what?
What is special to you about Jerusalem?
To you? What it
Why
means?
is Jerusalem special?
Why Jerusalem is special for the Jewish people, or for me?
For you. For both.
For the Jewish people?
For you.
I'll say this. Jerusalem is the center, the heart of Am Israel. We believe that it's the heart of the whole world. It's a central place. It's very holy. We learn in the Torah that Avraham Avinu, the first patriarch, sacrificed Yitzhak the second, his son, just next to my home in the Har HaBayit, in the Temple Mount. Afterwards, it came to be the Temple Mount, but this is the very place where the Mizbeach, the stood where he intended to fulfill God's ציווי, yes, wishes, commitment, to sacrifice his son to God. We know that God only tried his loving to God. That at the end he did not sacrifice his son, but this is the very place where Adam and Chava were created. Then God told Shlomo HaMelech, the King Solomon, to build the temple. The first temple was built there. It's a few steps from my home. It's a very holy place. But Am Israel was, you know that afterwards the first temple was destroyed by the Babylonians, and afterwards, after 70 years, it was rebuilt, and it stood. It was built there for over 400 years, and then people did not behave well to each other. There was sinat chinam. People hated each other, and so God destroyed again, and we were kicked off, yes, from Eretz Israel, and we were scattered all over the world. So you live in the United States because the first expulsion from Eretz Israel, when the Roman kicked off Am Israel. And we, after the Holocaust, we came to Eretz Israel, and we succeeded to establish a new state, the state of Israel.